Hey everybody, it's Coach Jason. So we're in the middle of the summer now, approaching the back end of it, and next thing you know we'll be in the fall season, which is marathon season. We're probably between 12 and 16 weeks from, the next big marathons. Could be Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, and some other marathons as well. But we're also approaching cross-country season. Okay? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to post a 12-week detailed program, broken down day by day, week by week, and month by month. And we'll introduce different stimuluses throughout the program. It'll be broken down into 3 blocks of 4 weeks each, so that if you happen to be a coach at, let's say, the high school level, and you want a guide or something you can look at with structure that incorporates races and a well-balanced training approach, this would be a good guide to help you build your own program, modify it to your liking and your preferences based on the age of your athlete's ability level, and the amount of athletes that you have as well. Or if you happen to be somebody who just wants to run some 5Ks this fall and improve on your 5K time, this is a nice guide for you as well. You can follow it, you can modify it to your liking, and so on. I will make a few pointers. I do have a broken down pace levels and so on and so forth. How I get there is I have a video that I posted as well. It's called the 1 mile time trial. And a 1 mile time trial helps determine where you should be for your 3K and 5K, as well as your 800 and your 400. And where, if you happen to be leaning closer to the longer races versus the short races, or vice versa, it tells you how where you might need to modify your training. And there's another video that I posted called How to Determine Your Training Paces, which helps determine your exact training paces based on a 1 mile time trial. Okay. With regards to a 1 mile time trial, I will say this. I encourage you to have about 4 to 6 weeks of running prior to doing one yourself or recommending it for any of your athletes, because it's the more base training that you have behind you, the more accurate it's going to be as a barometer of your fitness. Okay, and as well with this program as well, if you happen to be a high school coach and have incoming freshmen with no running experience at all, this is not going to be indicative of how to train them. You're going to have to give your athletes a good 4 to 6 weeks of base training before starting to incorporate other components of the training as well. This is contingent upon having run a good portion of the summer, coming back into shape, where the 1 mile time trial would be applicable and where this training would be applicable. Okay, and I do have a race incorporated every other week, which is kind of an average racing this frequency for a high school program. You can modify it any way you like. If you race more, if you race less, some of your athletes might need a little bit more racing, particularly if they didn't run a lot over the summer. They might need to race themselves into shape a little bit, and some of them need a little bit less racing. So you have the flexibility to do what you like. Let's get to it. Week 1, 4 to 6 miles on Monday. Strength and core work. If you have a routine that you follow, that's great. If not, you can build one out. I can post a video that can help you get there as well. Tuesday, 2 mile warm up, drills and strides. Okay, 8 to 12 by 400 meters. With a 60-second recovery at 5K pace with a 2 mile cool down. Now, I have a range because on the lower ends, let's say your freshmen and sophomores might be running 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 range. Your juniors and seniors might be the 10 to 12 or 11 to 12 range. That's why I give a range. So the lower end is for younger athletes, higher end is for your older athletes. And the same applies to the runs that I post as well. Okay, like Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles. Your younger athletes are on the low end, your older athletes are on the higher end. And then 5 by 50 meter uphill runs, uphill sprints. It's a short uphill distance, so we're going to have a decent grade, and you want to focus on driving your knees up, running on the balls of your foot, leaning into the hill. It's going to help develop your leg power. And you're going to use the same fast twitch muscle fibers that you use when you're sprinting flat and fast on the track, okay? Which is another important part of training, no matter what you're training for. Jog equal or walk equal back down. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, strength and core again. Friday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides, a 3 to 5 mile progression run. Again, 3 miles on the lower end for the younger, to 5 miles for your older athletes. 2 mile cool down. This is a workout that we will repeat several times throughout this program. And you can use it as an indicator of fitness. Every time you do it, you'll see You can look and say, did you cover more ground? If it's an out to back, did you go one way quicker and a second way back faster? How did you recover? Did you recover better? By repeating a workout, it gives you an indicator of how you're progressing, as well as a race. Okay? 2 mile cool down. 5 to 9 miles on Saturday, rolling. And I encourage the long runs to be rolling. I want to continue to build that aerobic mechanism, that aerobic foundation throughout this season and throughout track season as well. And then 5 by 50 meters flat, which complements the uphill runs earlier in the week. Jog equal or walk equal recovery. Sunday off day. Okay, let's go to week 2. 4 to 6 miles on Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, warm up 2 miles, drills and strides. Got 2 sections here. First one is 4 to 5 by 1,000 meter repeats with a 1 minute recovery. The second side is 4 to 5 by 1,200 meter repeats with a 75-second recovery. All of which are going to be run at threshold pace, which is a pace you can determine based on what you run for a 1 mile time trial. Okay, with a 2 mile cool down. The younger athletes, your freshmen and sophomores, on the 1,000 meter repeats, your older athletes on the 1,200 meter repeats. This is how I like to look at it, is how I break it down. 4 times 1,000 for your freshmen, 5 times 1,000 for your sophomores, 4 times 1,200 for your juniors, 5 times 1,200 for your seniors. That's how I break it down. And you can modify it any way you like, but that's an easy way to follow it. 2 mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles, strength and core. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, 5 by 100 meter strides on the flat with a jog equal recovery. Friday, 3 to 6 miles easy, 6 miles for the older athletes, and essentially we'll be training through the first couple of meets anyway, so we can keep the volume up a little bit. Saturday, 2 mile warm-up drills and strides, first cross-country race of the season with a cool down of 2 to 3 miles, 2 for the younger, 3 for the older. Gives us an idea of where everybody's at, how everybody came back in shape, and so on and so forth, and it'll give you an idea of what you need to do moving forward, how to structure the rest of the training. Because there will be modifications in training that always take place based on performance and health and so on and so forth. Before I go any further, I'm going to point 2 things out here. So as a 2-week cycle, or a 14-day cycle, I give an off day every 14 days. The off day is in the weekend of the non-racing week, okay? I like to give an easy 3 to 4 mile run the day after a race, particularly early season, where the first couple of races the legs might be sore, might be heavy, so on and so forth. It's a great way of flushing out the legs and giving you a good start to the following week. Okay, so just as an FYI. But again, modified to your liking. Week 3, 4 to 6 miles Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, 2 mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 sections again. 4 to 5 by 1,200 meters for your younger athletes, 3 to 4 times a mile for your older athletes. The 1,200 meters has 75-second recovery. The mile repeats have 90 seconds recovery. They're also going to be run a threshold pace, which is the same exact pace you ran the week prior. Okay, we're just adding the amount of distance that we're running at threshold pace. Okay, building a nice threshold foundation. Okay, and then a 2 mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles. 6 by 50 meter uphill runs, jog down or walk down recovery. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, strength and core. Friday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides, a 2 to 3 mile tempo run, 2 for the younger, 3 for the older, a 4-minute recovery, and then 6 by 300 meter reps with a 100 meter jog after each one at 3K race pace. And again, you can get the 3K race pace based on what you ran in the time trial. The 1 mile. And then a 2 mile cool down. Saturday, 5 to 9 miles rolling, and then 3 progression 150s, which is 50 meter float, 50 meter stride, 50 meter sprint. Walk back or jog back, repeat. On the flats. Sunday, off day. Week 4. 4 to 6 miles on Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides. We're going to boost the threshold levels again here. 3 to 4 miles of threshold running with a 90-second recovery for the younger athletes. 2 to 3 by 2 kilometers with a 2-minute recovery at threshold for your older athletes with a 2 mile cool down. You may have an athlete here and there who could do 4 times a 2K. That's fine. It's easier to add volume with the threshold reps than it is race pace reps. It doesn't take you as long to recover from threshold running, and it's a great workout to incorporate during a race week, during the week that you're racing, because you recover a little bit better. Okay. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles, strength and core. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, 4 by 200 meters with a 100-meter jog at 3K to mile race pace. A little bit faster each one if you can. Friday, 3 to 6 miles easy. Saturday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. Race number 2, cool down 2 to 3 miles. Sunday, it's an easy 3 to 4 mile shakeout. I'm going to point out one other thing too. Strength and core. Notice in the week that you're not racing, strength and core is on Mondays and Thursdays. In the week that you are racing, the way I have it laid out in this program, it's on Mondays and Wednesdays. I like to give you an extra day in between your second core workout and strength workout and the race, so you have a little bit extra recovery. So just an FYI. Okay, now I'm going to take this down. I'm going to go to the next block of training, weeks 5 through 8. Okay, now we're going to get into mid-season here. This is where some of the bigger invitationals start happening. And you really get an indicator of where your fitness is at and any adjustments that might need to happen in your training, and so on and so forth. Okay, so week 5, 4 to 6 miles on Monday, and the Monday easy day is going to be consistent throughout the whole program. There's going to be certain consistencies, whether it be your Monday easy run or certain distances during the week. Those will be consistent. The ingredients that will change or every 4 weeks will be the harder stuff. Okay, so now we're going to introduce some race pace running infused with the threshold running and so on and so forth. Okay, so Tuesday, if I didn't mention it, Monday 4 to 6 miles strength and core. Tuesday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. Okay, now this workout's going to be 2 sets of 1,200, 800, 400, which is 3 miles of total running. Okay, the 1,200-meter run is going to be at 5K race pace with a 3-minute recovery. The 800-meter repeat will be at 3K race pace with a 2-minute recovery. And then the 400-meter rep is going to be at mile race pace, and then you're going to take an 800-meter easy jog, about 6 to 8 minutes total in between the set, and then you'll repeat the set with a 2-mile cool down. And that's for everybody. 5 to 9 miles on Wednesday, 4 by 100-meter uphill runs, the jog down or walk down recovery. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, strength and core. Friday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. We're going to repeat that 3 to 5 mile progression run. And then at the end of it, we're going to do 3 to 4 by 300-meter runs or repeats with a 100-meter jog at 3K race pace. 3 for the younger, 4 for the older. And I have that there so that you can practice turning over or accelerating when you're already fatigued after a hard bout of running. And again, look for those indicators of progress in your progression run. 2-mile cool down. Saturday, 5 to 9 miles of rolling running, 5 by 50s on the flat. Off on Sunday. Week 6, excuse me. 4 to 6 miles on Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, warm up 2 miles, drills and strides. This is a workout I call a bookend workout because it has you running hard in the beginning, hard at the end, while maintaining in the middle. Okay? So how it's laid out is you're going to run a 1,200-meter rep at 5K race pace, your current race pace in the beginning. Okay, and then you're going to take a 3-minute recovery. Then 5 by 600-meter reps with a minute recovery at threshold pace, the same threshold pace you're running for the longer stuff. Okay, and then you're going to come back again and run another 1,200-meter rep at your current race pace. Your older and fitter athletes, if they can do it, let's go to goal race pace for that last 1,200-meter rep. Okay, 200-meter cool down. 200-meter, 2-mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles, strength and core. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, 4 by progression 150. These are the same 50 float, 50 stride, 50 sprint, walk back or jog back on the flats. 3 to 6 miles on easy running on Friday, and then 2-mile warm-up drills and strides on Saturday. Cross-country race are probably a big invite. Let's say the Manhattan College invite on the East Coast in New York's Van Cortlandt Park. It's right around this time in mid-October. That's when you start to really see or get an idea of whether you're ready or what you need to do to get ready for the championship season that's going to be coming soon. Okay, 2 to 3 mile cool down. 3 to 4 mile shakeout on Sunday. Week 7, 4 to 6 miles on Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides, 4 to 6 times 1,000 meters with a 2-minute recovery. This is at race pace, okay? You're going to start from your current race pace for 5K to your goal race pace for 5K. Okay, it's going to be a progression throughout the workout. And then at the end of that, you're going to run 4 by 100 meters strides with a jog equal recovery by feel with a 2 mile cooldown. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles and 5 by 100 meter uphill runs, okay, with a jog equal or walk equal recovery. The volume isn't crazy high, but we're infusing bits and pieces of different components of the training, whether it be speed development uphill, speed development flats, do quality workouts, threshold running, and on the non-race weeks we can incorporate a little bit more to make it a little bit more intense so that we can dial it back a little bit on the race week. Okay? Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, strength and core. Friday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides. We're going to repeat that 3 to 5 mile progression run again. Look for that improvement. Okay? 4 by 200 meters. After the progression run, you're going to take 3-minute recovery. Okay? And then go 4 by 200 meters with a 100-meter jog from 3K to mile race pace. And then take a 2 mile cool down. Okay? 5 to 9 miles rolling on Saturday. And then 5 by 50s on the flats. Just to open up the stride a little bit. With a jog equal or walk equal recovery. Either one is fine. Off day on Sunday. Week 8. 4 to 6 miles on Monday. Strength and core. Tuesday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides. Now it's going to be a little bit of a up and down workout, okay? 600 meter rep, hard. Take a minute 30 recovery. And then 1,000 meter rep, hard. 230 recovery. Get as close to 5K race pace as you can for the longer reps. 1,600 meter rep right in the middle, hard. As close to that race pace or a little faster if you can. 330 recovery. Then back down. 1,000 meter rep, hard. 230 recovery. And then a 600 meter rep with a 1 minute 30-second recovery, and then we're going to finish off with a fast 200 to simulate kicking at the end. And then a 2 mile cool down. This workout differs from that workout because now you're running your hardest running in the middle of the race instead of on the bookend race. It calluses you to run hard all different types of, at all different points during the race, because in some of the races, particularly championship races, some of them can be won in the middle, in the back hills, in the middle of the race. This is where you can drop people. This is where people can drop you. So it's important to be careful. And by doing workouts like this, it helps you become a little bit more versatile, helps you develop better race tactics. And the fitter you are, the more often you can implement these race tactics. It could be the difference between finishing in the top 25, finishing in the top 5. Okay, something to keep in mind. 2 mile cool down. 5 to 9 miles on Wednesday, strength and core. 4 to 8 miles on Thursday, 4 by 200 meters afterward with a 100-meter jog at 3K pace. No faster. 3 to 6 miles easy on Friday. And then Saturday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides, cross-country race. Cool down 2 to 3 miles. And then 3 to 4 miles of easy jogging on Sunday to flush out the legs. Okay, so let's take this down. That was the most intense block of training there. It's the middle of the season, okay, which sets you up for the last 4 weeks, which is championship season. As a coach, you may have some athletes that can go to nationals and so on and so forth, in which case you might be starting their season a little bit later, so it's something to consider as well when you start and when you finish laying out a training program. But the majority of the programs, the majority of the cross-country season tend to be about 12 weeks. Okay. Week 9, 4 to 6 miles on Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, 2 mile warm-up, drills and strides. Now this is a good workout, okay? For your younger athletes, it's going to be 2 sets of 3 by 800. For your older athletes, it's going to be 2 sets of 3 by 1,000, okay? The first set is going to be at threshold pace with a 1-minute jog recovery for your 800s or your 1000s. Then you're going to jog a half mile, take about 6 to 8 minutes recovery in between. The second set, you're going to run at your goal race pace, okay, with a 2-minute recovery. So the second set's going to be a little bit more intense. So this is a great way of infusing threshold training and race pace training without doing an overly, too much race pace training. 2-minute recovery, 2-mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles, 2 by 150 meter uphill runs now with a jog equal or walk equal, and then 2 by 100 meter 100s on the flat with a jog equal recovery. Okay, so we've transitioned a little bit here in this last phase from doing strictly uphills to strictly uphill and flats now, okay, in the same workout. 4 to 8 miles on Thursday, strength and core. Friday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 to 3 mile tempo, 2 for your younger, 3 for your older. 4 to 5 minute recovery, and then 4 to 6 by 400 meters with a 1 minute recovery at 3K pace with a 2-mile cool down. Again, 4 for your younger, 6 for your older. Okay. Saturday, 5 to 9 miles, rolling, 5 by 50s on the flat with a jog equal or walk equal recovery. Sunday, you're off. Okay. Week 10, 4 to 6 miles Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, warm up 2 miles, drills and strides. This workout here will give you a good idea of how ready you are for championship racing. Okay. So first rep is going to be 2K or 2 kilometers, 5-minute recovery. Then you're going to go to a 1 mile rep with a 4-minute recovery. As close to race pace as you can for those longer reps. Okay? Then a 1,200 meter repeat at 3-minute recovery, an 800 meter repeat with 2-minute recovery, and then you're going to finish off with a 400 meter rep with a 2-mile cool down. Your 12, your 8, and your 4 should generally be faster than from 3K pace and under. Okay. Wednesday, 5 to 9 miles, strength and core. Thursday, 4 to 8 miles, 4 times progression 150s, 50 float, 50 stride, 50 sprint, okay, on the flats. Walk back recovery. 3 to 5 miles easy on Friday. Cutting the Fridays back a little bit now for your older athletes. Saturday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. Cross-country championship race number 1. Could be your districts, your counties, depending on where your borough champs, depending on the structure of your season. 2-mile cool down for everybody. 3 to 4 miles easy shakeout on Sunday. Okay. Week 11, 4 to 6 miles on Monday, strength and core. Tuesday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. Now we're going to do 10 to 12 by 400 meter repeats. Okay? 10 for your younger, 12 for your older. You're going to have a 45-second recovery, and they're going to be done at 5K race pace with a little bit of a caveat. Reps number 3, 6, and 9, we're going to do a 3K pace. And we're going to take a minute recovery after those and go right back to your 5K race pace reps with a 45-second recovery. This practice is kind of throwing surges in the middle of a race, okay? Accelerating, braking people, so on and so forth, okay? 2-mile cool down. 5 to 8 miles on Wednesday, 2 by 100 meter uphill runs, jog equal or walk equal, and then 2 by 50 meters on the flats, jog equal or walk equal. So we cut those down. Okay. Thursday, 4 to 7 miles, strength and core. We're starting to cut back the longer part of the runs. Friday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. Now it's going to be a 1.5 mile to a 2.5 mile tempo. The shorter for the younger, longer for the older. 3-minute recovery, and then you're going to run 1 by 800 meter as hard as you can possibly run it. That simulates finishing the end of a race hard, but starting further back. Instead of waiting to potentially outkick people in the last 100 or 200 meters, which would be a little bit difficult if you happen to be next to somebody who's a miler or a good half miler. This is a way of taking the sting and taking some of the kick out of some of those kickers and starting your finishing drive a little bit further back. 2-mile cool down. Saturday, 5 to 8 miles easy, rolling. And then you're going to do a 200, a 150, a 100, and a 50. This acceleration by feel with an equal jog recovery on the flats. Then an off day. Now week 12, championship week. This is it. 4 to 5 miles on Monday. And there's no strength and core this week. We're giving the body a break. Tuesday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. 1 mile hard. This could be the time trial. If you happen to do a time trial before the season started, you can repeat the time trial and see how much you've progressed and how much your athletes have progressed since then. You're going to take a 6 to 8 minute recovery. Then you're going to run a hard 800 meters, okay, with a 3 to 4 minute recovery. And then you're going to do 2 by 400 meter hard runs with a 2-minute recovery at about mile pace, okay? 2-mile cool down. So it's only 2 miles of hard running total. 4 to 7 miles on Wednesday. Thursday, 4 to 5 miles. 3 by 200 meters with a 100-meter jog recovery at 3K to mile race pace. Comfortable, smooth, no faster. I want to save that kick, save those legs for Saturday. Okay, 3 miles easy for everybody on Friday. If it's a championship course, you're likely jogging the course. If it's a hilly course, I encourage you to just jog on the flats, preserve your legs. But in some cases, you might want to walk the course or jog the course. So it's totally up to you. Saturday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides. It's go time. Championship race number 2. It could be states. It could be anything else. But most of the time states. Okay. 2-mile cool down for everybody. 2 to 3 mile shakeout on Sunday just to flush out the legs, and then you'll likely have some time off or easy running for a couple of weeks. I will make 1 point, or 2 points actually. If you happen to run a course more than once throughout the season, whether it's your home course or not, I encourage you to do workouts that simulate the course. Meaning, if your course is rolling, some of these workouts should be rolling. That's why I implement hill sprints and rolling long runs, because I want to get you some rolling runs no matter what. Okay, but if you have the opportunity to run distances, if there's a loop somewhere that you can measure out that's grass or dirt or trails, I encourage you to do that and not do everything on the track, because you do want to develop a feel for rhythm running that's not on the track, particularly since all the cross-country races there's no quarter-mile splits. Okay, yeah, that's actually the only thing I wanted to suggest. I hope this is helpful. Please subscribe to my page, and please drop a like in this video so that I know the content I'm sending is valuable. I want to continue to send more content, and I will continue to do so, particularly if I'm getting more subscribers and likes. I do have an Instagram page. It's Black Belt Running Coach. I drop a lot of running content on there as well. If you need any personal guidance or have any personal questions, either drop a comment down below or email me directly at blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. I hope this is helpful. Good luck to you. Have a great fall season. We'll talk to you soon.